State of Maritime Safety report data that we have seen a preview of today at the roundtable pointed out some key global maritime casualty trends. Were they in line with what DNV GL sees as the top casualty causes in maritime, or were there any surprises?
I think we came up with some really good discussions out of it, and I think it's provoked people to get into discussions that they say something about it. I think that was really good that we landed on some good issues with sharing of data, and safety culture came up, and learning from others, and somewhat also think they, like V group, right, on stepping up and doing some more than what is the minimum requirements. I think that's all what it's about as well. I need some to step up.
Following on from that, what do you think should actually be on the top of shipping safety agenda in the coming year and even beyond that into 2025?
I think it's what we discussed, a lot of this sharing, the transparency. I mean, not only thinking that I need to hide behind my mistakes, and if somebody gets out, I'll have a detention or whatever. Then you need to understand that in order to move the safety forward, we need to share. And I think it's all about the safety culture, the awareness of that. It goes down to the crew, it goes down to the management of in the office as well, right? If you don't, safety first, yeah, but to a certain point, then you need to have that all the way through the organizations. I think that I hope to see more of, and I hope that I think it was 2025, that we have a system where people actually start sharing data, and that we have seen a progress in the safety culture, that the crew is part of the solution. Sometimes you can find that they seem to be part of the problem, but they are the solutions, I think, for many of these issues.
Talking about utilising data, your product Veracity relies on a platform for data sharing and industry collaboration, and these were 2 points in the roundtable discussion that we know are difficult to convince the industry to do. So do you think projects like Veracity are going to become more common and a place where we can actually find solutions to some of our current safety issues as an industry?
Yeah, I think as the one was pointing out, that you need a common way of reporting data, you need a common way of storing the data, and I think you need somebody you trust with the data. I think it's also know that it's a benefit for you as well. So I think it's a lot of this trust issue that you need. Okay, I can give this data to maybe a third party because that's easier than if everybody trusts the same or several of these. Then it'll be easier to take down the threshold of sharing data, takes down the threshold of storing it and managing it, and maybe then we can start to see some of the benefit across. Because I think you need to find different data sources, as we say as well. It's not like one guy has all the data, but if you have the shipping data and maybe some port data and some casualty data, and all these data comes together, you can see more trends, like what we discussed today, right? You have one data source and maybe more data sources, but it gives us some sort of limits into how far you can go, right? And we need to really understand the underlying causes in order to put in the right measures.
If we take lessons from other industries as well, we know that in aviation, for example, when there's an incident, the report and the findings, they come out quickly, and then there's quite a big dramatic push to change.
I think for this Boeing one, it came out quite quickly what was the real cause, but I think from shipping it takes a year and a half sometimes. I mean, that's potentially a lot of accidents that can happen because we didn't get the learning. So I think that's important to get the transparency again, right?